welcome to Discard. Today I've got this really strange item. It's a charger slash holder of Wii controllers from back in 2010. Today we go to infinity and beyond. Let's take a look. So as some of you guys do know, on this channel I like to talk about these character style display stands. I collect them, I try to pick up these little pieces of display history, and in this case we have this crazy holder slash charger. And I was notified that this existed by comments in the comment section as well as an email. And I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me and letting me know that such a cool oddity existed. And of course, this is a Toy Story 3 kind of Buzz Lightyear centric design. The charger was put on shelves in 2010, and I believe it was put out alongside Toy Story 3 for the Nintendo Wii. Now, Toy Story 3 came out and had kind of a lukewarm reception with kind of a 7 out of 10 rating. But I think this charger kind of outdoes the game with the amount of features and really cool stuff going on within it. And before we get too deep, I do want to let people know that this was an EU exclusive at the time that it came out. This was from Thrustmaster, but one of the cool parts of it is that it is USB, so you will be able to charge this wherever you're at. But getting right into the overall design and some of the really cool features that they've engineered into this. This was designed with one Wii controller in mind. This is kind of big for one Wiimote to be charged, but it is pretty dang cool. One of the cool things is that the fins on the ship actually move. If you take the fins and you wiggle them, they have a little bit of wiggle to them, and if you push the left fin in, the top of the spaceship opens up to reveal the inside, and if you push on the right fin, the bottom of the ship will unfold as well, kind of creating this cool spaceship effect. And it also leans out the Wii controller so that you can grab it at a perfect angle and get playing. I definitely think that's a really cool, extravagant, over-engineered solution to charging a Wii controller. I really like the idea of just being able to push a couple buttons and grab that controller out of there. I'm sure some kids out there think that that was the coolest thing that they had ever seen. It's definitely one of the coolest chargers that I have personally come across, if not the most engineered with the most moving parts. And I was actually very impressed with the function of it. Pushing that fin on the spaceship definitely makes it open right away, and the right fin pushing that makes the bottom open as well. This thing moves without any problems, no flaws. Good engineering overall. Now when it comes to the actual charging function of this, there's a little cartridge that goes into your Wii controller and that holds two AAA rechargeable batteries. And this is a really cool feature because they're not locked in. You can take these AAA rechargeable batteries out and replace them if need be, which is really good because when this arrived, the batteries were dead on arrival. So I just ordered a couple more off Amazon, popped them in there, and we were good to go in charging. But once you've got that cartridge inserted into the Wii controller, you can put the backing on it. The backing has a couple little contacts there that will make contact with the other contacts within the charger itself, and that's what kind of delivers the charge to your Wii controller. And I must say that when it comes to charging Wii controllers, a lot of these old Wii controller chargers do have a lot of problems with lining those contacts up or just not charging well overall. I think this charges really well. It seems to charge my rechargeable batteries perfectly and pretty quickly. And then at the same time, those contacts are lining up every single time I put the controller in. So there's no having to wiggle it around to make sure that it charges or any bad engineering when it comes to that kind of placement. Now, as I said earlier, this is a USB powered device. So you can take that USB and plug it into, a wall wart or whatever it is you use to charge your USB stuff. But it was actually designed to connect to a Wii console. Now they say to connect it and then make sure to enable Wii Connect 24, I believe is what it's called. And I assume what that does is make it so that that USB port is always on as opposed to turning off with the console. And that way you get a charge to it. I don't think there's any other special features with connecting it to the console. If you do know what that is, let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely looking for that information. And when it comes to that USB cord, that's the biggest issue that I do have with this. It's just not long enough. Since it was designed to connect to a Wii console, they made it short so it wouldn't be wrapping all over the place and you wouldn't have to tie it in or anything like that. It just made it so it was a really nice design. But when it comes to taking it and putting it on display in my collection, for instance, or if somebody wanted to just use it as a standalone charger, you are going to have to kind of mess with it to figure out how you can get a longer cord on there in order to be charging it with a regular wall wart. Now, another nice little design feature is that this does come with a base. And at first I thought I was going to have to mess with it to really connect it to the spaceship, but really you just set the spaceship down on it and it kind of has a pressure fitting to stick it on there. And it really is attached to the ship once you get it there, but you can also pull it apart if need be without having to damage anything. On the back side of the base too, there's like this little charging area. It looks like they put a couple electrical signals back there and a little route for the cord to go through. I found it to be kind of weak and kind of difficult to shove the cord into that little groove in the back, but I like that it's there and you can use it if you do apply enough pressure to the cord. And in the end, I'm definitely glad that they added a base to this. That adds a nice big area to keep this upright. I don't think necessarily you would knock this over if it was just standalone on your desk or anywhere else, and it might even be better for you to display this without the base. But I think the base definitely adds that nice effect to it, especially with the added stuff in the back. Just makes it an overall product and makes it really premium feeling. And there's one thing that they really went to infinity and beyond on, and that is the cockpit of this spaceship. I really like that you can see Buzz Lightyear behind the glass in there. They've got that clear plastic and they put some distance between that glass shield there and Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear's 2D and just an image in the back, but it does create a nice little effect having that actual cockpit there so that you can kind of look in there, and it just gives that overall feeling of it being a actual spaceship. You know, a contrast to that, if they had just put an image of Buzz Lightyear in a spaceship, it would have kind of turned this into a much less cool looking product overall, and it just wouldn't have worked right. And maybe the most telling feature about this item is that you do want to take it off the base. And if you're a kid, if you were young enough again, you could take this thing off and fly it around your room. And maybe that's why they didn't give it to America, because it does look like a toy that you can run around the room with and play with and have Buzz Lightyear. It looks like a really cool item to be playing with. So, I mean, possibly they were thinking about safety issues or kids breaking the thing, etc., and they just didn't bring it to the United States. I am not sure. And when it comes to a game room, if you do have a Wii controller that you're using constantly and you need something to charge it, this might be a really cool way and a conversation piece to have in the game room and have on display. But overall, it does take up a little bit too much space for one Wii controller to be charging in, so just keep that in mind. This is kind of a extracurricular item to have in a game room. I really like it because I do collect these chargers and these display stands that are licensed or official products. And I'm glad to have this in my extraordinary line of licensed or official display stands and chargers. It's a really cool addition. So again, thank you to you guys for letting me know that this product existed at all. I had no idea that this thing was anywhere. I'm sure there's a lot of EU exclusives that I'm just not aware of overall. So feel free in the comments below to let me know which ones I'm missing out on. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, check out character style display stands. And I have a ton of these and I collect them and I just love them as a piece of display history. If you have any other ideas for displaying things in game rooms, cool game stands, other things, etc., please let me know in the comments below as well. But if you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. But otherwise, have a great day and collect what you love.